Here we are at Neil Peart's drum set. It is obviously not your standard drum set that you would walk down to Long and McQuaid in Toronto and buy in 1974. It is custom made DW. It's made for him to his specifications. 23-inch kick drum, 14-inch snare drum, an 8, a 10, a 12, and a 14 tom, a 15, a 16, another 16 that's a little bit deeper, and an 18-inch tom. There's a piccolo snare over here that's a 12 by 3, and he's got varying cymbals that you can see. One of the issues about this kit is because it's so tight, it's not very easy to mic. So, we slid a little Audio-Technica ATM25E for the snare top. We have an Audio-Technica AE3000 on the bottom snare, which is way underneath here. One of the hardest problems with this drum kit is that it is almost impossible to get a microphone in a proper position on a hi-hat. We solved this through the ATM 450, which is a side address mic. So you're not pointing it, it's actually trying to read from the side, which made it easy for us to get it in here. The 3 high toms are mic'd with a Audio-Technica ATM 350, which is specifically for tom-toms, 1, 2, and 3. The rest of the toms, all 5 of the rest of them, the bigger ones, are all mic'd with an Audio-Technica AE3000, which is my personal favorite tom microphone. You can get it in anywhere. It's a condenser microphone with a mid-sized diaphragm, and it picks up a drum really, really well. It's very dynamic. The kick drum has an Audio-Technica AE2500A in it, which is a dual element kick drum, which means Audio-Technica took 2 microphones and put them right beside each other so that there's never any problem with delay, with one being inside, one being outside. You don't have any problems with phasing because they are just right beside each other. Inside of the kick drum, there is a little bit of dampening in the way of a ProMark tube pillow that they make that has a little extension on it, so you can lean one side up against the batter head and one side against the front head if you need to, or any relationship that you want to. You can go just against the front or just against the back. The microphone is held in place through a Kelly shoe system, which is a suspension system that holds the microphone wherever you want it in the drum, which works really, really well for us because, as you can see, there's no hole in the front of the kick drum. We can't come out and just suddenly move a microphone in the middle of the show because we'd have to take the front head off to get to it. The overhead microphones, my personal favorite overhead microphone is an Audio-Technica AE4060. It's a tube mic, and the tube preamps live underneath the drum riser right back there. It picks up all the cymbals as well as the entire kit. It really ties the whole kit as one. To pick up this little set of cymbals, this hi-hat and this little cymbal, we have Shure SM98s there and here, and they are just to pick up those cymbals and those cymbals. And then the offstage China has its own microphone in the way of an Audio-Technica 4050. The only real oddball about the way this kit is, obviously its size and the scope of the kit itself. We also have a Audio-Technica ribbon microphone to pick up the cowbells. The snare drum, the other snare drum, the piccolo snare drum, is mic'd with an Audio-Technica 25E and an AE3000 on the bottom. Other than it's pretty, it's been custom made with all these funky little handles and stuff like that, it's pretty much just a normal big drum kit until you get around the back. And around the back, there are certain points during the show where the whole thing spins, and then this kit becomes the front kit. It happens 3 times during the show. This is a full-on Roland V-drum kit, really advanced for electronic drums. When you hit it, it doesn't feel like a hard piece of plastic. It actually feels like a drum head. It's a mesh, and it feels really nice. The hi-hat, for instance, has 128 sensors in it. Gives you the ability to use the hi-hat as a real hi-hat as well as go up on the bell or down on the bow. Same thing with the ride, same thing with the crashes. Everything has its own sensors all the way through this so that you can get different tones. And you can tell it, hey, I want the bell to sound like the rim of a cymbal, and then I want the bow of it to do a car horn, which is something that the band is famous for. There are certain songs, Dreamline, for instance, where he will reach over and he'll hit this, and you'll hear the truck go by if you know the song. So he triggers that sample. That's the actual kit. That's where he sits, that's where he does his job. If you follow me back here, this is where Neil's drum tech sits during the show and operates all the changes that need to happen on the drum kit, as well as this is the driver that turns this, so he can go forward or reverse with the drum kit making it spin. So we have two complete different systems that operate in tandem. We have the Roland TD30 drum module, which you can't really add your own sounds to. You're kind of limited to their stock sounds. However, you can MIDI out of this into another sampler, which is what we have down here, where we can go in and add our own tones, add our own samples, add our own noises, add whatever he wants to add.